flame of love, igniting the root, burns upward, consuming the wick, knot by knot. Soften, melt, be drawn up into the holy fire. First the body, incandescent with love, sets the mind ablaze, freed from self, love's unbearable fire, then feasts on the final knot. The dark cause of all causes vanishes, vanquished by love's boundless radiance. The painful illusion of separation exploded. No thing, no one remains. Nothing, no one. Consumed in the fire of love. So this points to the whole path that's also symbolically represented by Shakti Kundalini arising from the Muladhara and moving through the chakras and piercing the knots. The knots are the borderlines between these states. So she ignites the living flame of love, igniting the root chakra, the Muladhara chakra, awakening there, becoming inflamed, illuminating, purifying, burns upward, consuming the wick. It's consuming everything about you, setting the energy free. What does fire do? It sets the bound energy in mass free, turns it into light. Knot by knot, till that final knot between the causal body. The causal body is the experience of that void. It's the experience of deep sleep. You haven't become all the things of the particulars of the mind, the subtle body, the physical body. You're in the causal body, this void. But it's limited, it's bound. You have to go through that. And there, the infinitude of being, of radiance, of love. But we have to become quiet. The mind that's moving is the mind that's attached to something. No matter what it is, it's going to draw it down to the grosser levels of experience. So we learn, let go, let go, let go.